have something to say, you know, and particularly sauce. No, the real thing. I promoted my son from...
In an interesting twist, after his win, Ryan Garcia has leaked an audio clip that could shake the career of the referee Harvey Doc. The recording allegedly reveals a conversation between Bill Haney and a referee, hinting at a possible favor for Devin Haney in the ring.
There's, like I said, a fine line between holding and clinching. Clinching is strategic. They might tie you up with one hand, but the other fighter and them have one hand and it still works.
Ryan Garcia might be feeling like he conquered the sport last weekend, but there's a bitter side of it that is still following his victory over Devin Haney. While he secured a majority decision win handing Haney his first professional loss, Garcia believes a knockout should have been his.
Myself through hell. Yeah. The best fighter here. I ain't ever gonna be played, and I'm gonna knock him out, and everybody's gonna be cheering. What?
The fight started in a way we didn't expect, with Garcia unleashing a powerful left hook in the very first round that seemed to surprise even Haney himself after a little chicken dance, but things got even more heated in the seventh, when Garcia sent Haney crashing to the floor of the ring. This, according to Garcia, should have been his moment to capitalize, but referee Harvey Doc stepped in and threw a wrench into the works, and this is where things got controversial. In the middle of the action, Garcia landed a punch on a seemingly wobbly Haney. However, Doc interpreted this as a late blow after Garcia called for a break. Instead of letting Garcia finish the job, Doc penalized him a point. Furious, Garcia believes this referee intervention robbed him of a clean knockout victory. Harvey Doc, "I think he was tripping," Garcia said after the fight. "He should have stopped that fight. It was bad. Haney was really hurt. I felt bad. I even looked at Bill. I said, bro, you should probably stop this. He didn't, and that's it." At this point, Garcia felt Haney was done for, and the ref should have stopped the fight, allowing him to swing freely and potentially end it all. Instead, Garcia accuses Doc of stealing his moment by taking away a point for a punch he believes was legitimate. "The guy was holding me for dear life. I felt an opportunity to keep swinging while my hands were free, and I cracked him, and then Doc took a point away when I cracked him, but he held me. I should have knocked him out in that seventh round. They stole that from me even in the heat of the moment." Garcia was surprised by the call. "That was crazy," he said. "I never seen some like that. This frustration is understandable to a point. Think of you as a boxer landing a potentially fight-ending blow only to have the ref penalize you for it." Despite the setback, Garcia remained dominant, flooring Haney twice more in the later rounds, ultimately securing the win.
109. Ryan Garcia.
Looking back, however, Garcia acknowledges room for improvement. His singular focus on a knockout might have backfired, leading him to overextend himself and lose some control. But things don't end here. The controversial incident revolves around an audio clip allegedly leaked by Ryan Garcia, which features a conversation between Bill Haney and the referee Doc. The content of the audio has raised some concerns as it suggests a potential bias towards Devin Haney in the ring. The audio begins with the distinct voice of Bill Haney, father and trainer of Devin Haney, discussing strategies for the upcoming match. His words are measured, revealing a deep understanding of the sport and his son's capabilities. "Devin has the speed and the technique," he says. "We just need to ensure that he gets the right opportunities in the ring." Then the conversation takes a surprising turn. The voice of Doc enters the mix. The referee is heard to be in agreement with Haney. "I understand your concerns, Bill." The referee responds, "We'll make sure Devin gets a fair chance." The quote that stands out in the audio is from Bill Haney saying, "We're not asking for any favors, just a fair fight." This statement, while seemingly innocent, has sparked a heated debate among fans and critics. Some argue that it's a simple request for fairness, while others interpret it as a subtle hint towards preferential treatment for Devin Haney. While the final win was sweet, revenge wasn't the only thing on Garcia's mind. Immediately after the fight, both Garcia and Haney expressed interest in a rematch. However, as the dust settled, Garcia revealed a different struggle. His weight, the road to victory wasn't paved with roses. Getting down to the lightweight limit of 140 lbs for the Haney fight took a hit on Garcia's body. He even missed weight by a good margin. Although the fight went ahead Anyway, this experience was enough for Garcia to swear off the lightweight division entirely. So where does this leave a potential rematch with Haney or even a shot at Vin Davis, the man who handed Garcia his only professional loss? Well, according to Garcia, neither is likely. He doubts Haney will bulk up enough to meet him at a higher weight class, and he fully expects Davis to avoid him altogether. In Garcia's mind, Davis won't risk a rematch after Garcia's dominant performance against Haney. "I'm not doing 140, Garcia said. "I'm going 147. I can't make 140. My body can't literally go lower than 143. It's impossible." Garcia went on to detail the struggles he faced in making weight for the Haney fight, emphasizing that his body simply wouldn't cooperate well. Speaking of Davis, he wasn't left all quiet on the refereeing of the Haney vs. Garcia fight. Davis has some strong thoughts about the referee Harvey Doc, and he's not keeping quiet about it. Davis is pointing fingers at Doc Suggs, suggesting that he might have been up to something fishy during the fight. When someone on Twitter called Doc the worst ref in boxing, Davis dived in, saying no, he knew what he was doing. You didn't peep his face. He was smiling. That's a big accusation right there. Davis seems to think that Doc was smiling because he had something sneaky up his sleeve, maybe even fixing the match. This was in addition to Ryan Garcia's words on TikTok. "Woke up sad thinking people should have got that coat reefed at the round, should have been stopped. Point deduction wasn't warranted, never received a warning. Crazy man." Even former UFC champ Demetrius Johnson had something to say about it. He hopped on Instagram to share his frustration, saying the thing that was very frustrating about this fight is that the referee kept Haney in that fight. "I felt like Johnson believes that Doc's decisions favored Haney and prevented Garcia from sealing the deal with a knockout." But these thoughts don't end here. This time, UFC welterweight Matt Brown has stepped into the ring of controversy, further supporting Ryan Garcia's condemnation of Doc's handling of the match. To him, just like Davis and Garcia, the biggest moment came in the 7th round when Garcia unleashed the devastating left hook. It was a moment of triumph for Garcia, who saw an opportunity to press his advantage and secure a victory. However, Doc's intervention threw a wrench into Garcia's plans as he deducted a point from Garcia for punching after his command to break. Brown, no stranger to the world of combat sports, didn't mince his words when he spoke out against Doc's actions. In his eyes, Doc's decision to overlook the knockdown and penalize Garcia was a clear sign of bias in favor of Haney. Brown didn't hold back, describing the referee's actions as a display of favoritism that edged the scales in Haney's favor. "I didn't think Devin Haney was getting up from it," Brown remarked, highlighting the severity of Garcia's knockdown. He went on to describe the chaotic scene that followed, with Haney struggling to rise and Garcia attempting to capitalize on his advantage. But it was Doc's intervention that left Brown fuming, as he believed the referee's actions unfairly benefited Haney. That was the one where he got up and tackled him, and the one knockdown that the referee didn't call. Ryan clocked him. Devin fell onto Ryan. Ryan's holding him up. Ryan let him go, and the referee, you couldn't be more clear for Devin Haney than that referee in that round. Brown's assessment of Doc's performance didn't stop there. He acknowledged the challenges referees face in the heat of the moment, but argued that Doc's errors in the 7th round were too big to ignore. For Brown, accountability is key, and he called for penalties to be imposed on referees who make such critical mistakes. While Brown recognized the disruptive tactics employed by both fighters throughout the match, he emphasized that Doc's actions in the 7th round were particularly a bit off in his eyes. Referees, especially Doc, must be held accountable for their decisions, especially when those decisions have such a profound impact on the outcome of a fight. Before we dig deeper into the issue here, it's clear we understand a clear background of this referee. Harvey Doc's journey in the world of boxing is a unique one. Before establishing himself as a respected referee, he carved a successful path in amateur boxing. In 1993, in 1994, Doc ruled as the New Jersey amateur boxing champion. His dominance extended beyond his state, as he clinched the coveted title of amateur champion of Region 1, encompassing the boxing powerhouses of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut, all in 1994. That same year, Doc cemented his amateur legacy. He emerged victorious in the prestigious 156 bits division of the New Jersey Golden Gloves Open Division, a testament to his skill and determination. This accomplishment, coupled with his regional dominance, earned him the prestigious honor of being inducted into the New Jersey Hall of Fame as the Amateur Boxer of the Year in 1994. However, Doc's ambitions extended beyond the amateur ranks. He transitioned to professional boxing in 1997, stepping into the ring for a single fight. While details are scarce, records indicate he emerged victorious on points, demonstrating his fighting spirit. Despite this professional foray, Doc's true calling seemed to lie elsewhere. In 2004, Doc embarked on a new chapter in boxing, this time as a referee. His experience in the ring, both amateur and professional, proved invaluable. He quickly established a reputation for fairness and control, officiating over an impressive 365 fights to date. His presence has graced some of the most high-profile matchups in recent boxing history, including the clashes between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Devin Haney, and Vilenko, the heavyweight spectacle of Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, and the welterweight showdown between Manny Pacquiao and Adrian Broner. So why would such a polished ref keep Haney in the ring? Well, there could be a couple, and the most straightforward one is the betting angle. Boxing, like any sport, isn't immune to the love of gambling. Referees, despite their positions of authority, are not completely above suspicion. The theory suggests Doc might have had a financial stake in Haney's victory. This, however, is a dangerous proposition for a referee. Professional boxing commissions have strict regulations against referees placing bets on the fights they officiate. Getting caught could lead to a lifetime ban, tarnishing Doc's reputation and career. High-profile fights like this one attract significant wagers, and influencing the outcome to benefit a small personal bet wouldn't make much sense financially. But hey, there's also the power of perception. Here, the boxing world thrives on words and controversy. A close fight with a questionable decision can generate immense talk around social media, translating into increased viewership and revenue. Perhaps according to this view, Doc allowed Haney to stay in the fight, not to fix the outcome, but to create a more compelling narrative. A fight that goes the distance, especially with a controversial call, keeps fans talking long after the final bell. However, this line of thinking treads a precarious path. Referees are entrusted with ensuring the safety and fair treatment of both fighters. Sacrificing a fighter's well-being for entertainment value is a severe ethical breach and could have disastrous consequences if a fighter sustains a serious injury. Allowed to continue, but let's also consider the referee's code too, which assures the fighter's protection. Referees often find themselves in a difficult position. A fighter might be visibly wobbly, but not necessarily out on their feet, which was seen in this fight quite a number of times. Stopping a fight prematurely can draw criticism from both camps and the audience. In this scenario, some argue that Doc might have let Haney continue, not to favor him, but to avoid accusations of a rush stoppage. Referees are constantly under scrutiny, and a bad call in either direction can be detrimental to their careers. However, allowing a fighter who's clearly compromised to continue puts their health at some risk. A knockout blow sustained in a compromised state could have life-altering consequences, and the responsibility ultimately falls on the referee. Then there is the Bill-Haney relationship to not be ignored. The leaked audio featuring Bill Haney and discussing the fight has fueled suspicion about an improper relationship. Bill asks for a fair chance for Devin, which some interpret as a veiled request for preferential treatment. However, context is important. Fair chance could simply mean ensuring the fight is officiated without bias. Referees often have pre-fight meetings with trainers and fighters to discuss tactics and expectations. Bill might have been expressing concern that Garcia's aggressive style could lead to an unfair advantage, or maybe not. We cannot also ignore the human factor here. Boxing is a fast-paced sport, and referees have to make split-second decisions in chaotic situations. The 7th round, with Garcia landing a series of blows on a wobbly Haney, was a prime example. In the heat of the moment, Doc might have misinterpreted the action. Perhaps he didn't see the knockdown clearly, or believed Garcia's punch came after the break. Command. Human error, while undesirable, is a possibility. Regardless of the reason behind Doc's actions, the controversy highlights the need for transparency and accountability in boxing. Investigating any potential connections between referees and fighters is crucial. Furthermore, implementing a system where controversial decisions can be reviewed by a neutral panel could help maintain trust in the sport. The reasons why Doc might have wanted to keep Haney in the ring remain hidden in uncertainty. The leaked audio adds fuel to the fire, but without further evidence, it's impossible to definitively say there was an improper relationship at play. The theories we explored offer some possibilities, but the truth might be a combination of factors or something entirely different. But if this materializes into one of these, there could be a nuclear bomb going off around everyone involved here. And the leading one for Doc would be loss of reputation and credibility. A referee's most valuable asset is their reputation for impartiality and competence. If concrete proof surfaces pointing towards bias in favor of Haney, Doc's credibility will be shattered. The trust fighters, trainers, promoters, and fans have placed in him will evaporate. He'll be labeled a referee who can't be trusted to officiate a fair fight. This damaged reputation will likely make it impossible for him to secure future high-profile bouts. Applause. Even officiating lower card matches might become difficult as promoters would be hesitant to risk the integrity of their events. Well, that wouldn't be it. There could be a possibility of suspension or lifetime ban. But boxing commissions across the globe have zero tolerance for referees who compromise the integrity of the sport. Like and subscribe to the channel for more content. See you in the next update.